Hello and welcome to a noobreview.com quick look video. I am joined by Mr. Kieran Roycroft.
Hello there.
And Mr. Adam Radcliffe.
Hello there.
And today I am playing Darksiders 2.
Now it's a game that's got a lot of hype around it at the moment, but mainly because it's actually coming out at the time we were recording this, but two, because I never played the first Darksiders.
Shame on you.
But I'm told it's very good, and
It is very
people
good.
are really excited for this one as a result.
Yes, definitely, and I think they are justifiably excited.
Well, who's this?
That is the Horseman of the Apocalypse, Death.
Yeah.
Who you play as in Darksiders 2? I think in Darksiders 1, didn't you play as
War.
Yes.
That's right.
I was gonna say Angry Man, but he is actually War.
Angry man.
To set the scene, in the original Darksiders, the narrative revolved around War inadvertently causing the annihilation of mankind and trying to find out who set him up.
What a lovely concept for a game. Everyone's dead.
Yes, apart from angels and demons that have taken over the world. Now, the narrative for Darksiders 2 happens at the same time, but Death is trying to find a way to revive humanity.
Right, so the two games run in parallel with each other.
That's right, they do.
That's cool. You don't often get that in a lot of games anymore. It's usually prequels and sequels, but that is a really good idea.
Makes a lot more sense.
Now, one of the things that was said about the original Darksiders is that it wore its influences on its sleeves. It was heavily influenced by Zelda and God of War, and had a little bit of Portal chucked in there as well. Now, the same can be said for Darksiders 2. As you can see, this combat system is very God of War, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is God of War meets Zelda, because it's got the weird sort of angular camera angles as well.
That's
go
right.
Along with it.
But Death is a far more nimble character, and he is able to, as you'll see here, he's able to climb and jump and run along walls with relative ease.
Right.
So it's kind of a little bit Assassin's Creed-y, perhaps Prince of Persia is a better analogy. But it all comes together in a really satisfying package. Now, I'm actually playing this in New Game Plus mode because I finished the game before recording this.
Right,
and,
okay.
It gives you the option to continue with all of your upgraded equipment, but start from the beginning.
Right, okay.
So I'm showing off the combat system here. Death has two main weapons. He has a primary weapon and a secondary weapon. Now, his primary one is invariably his scythes, which, well, we were just looking at. Now we're looking at his secondary weapons, where he's got a selection of heavy and powerful weapons.
It's a lot of weapons.
That is a lot of weapons.
Those are just the ones that I've unlocked, that I've uncovered. And he also has fast, but not very powerful weapons you can use as well.
Right, okay.
And looking at the skill tree here, which, as you can see, there's quite a lot of abilities to unlock, and they can each be upgraded 3 times.
Right.
One side of the tree is necromancy, which involves spells, basically. One of the spells I use a lot is summoning undead minions to help me out in a fight. And the other side involves combat, so you unlock new combos and powerful special moves. But one of the things I like the most about this is just the wonderfully smooth and fluid combat system. You can easily switch from a light weapon to a heavy weapon with just one button press. There's without any delay.
That's good to hear, because normally these types of games, the God of War-esque, Devil May Cry, fast-paced hack-and-slash games, I don't like, because mainly because I'm not very good at them, but also I just don't really find that type of gameplay that appealing, really. That's just me. But I like the story. The sounds of the story makes me want to pick this up, because it's just a completely new concept.
Yeah,
that was epic.
And he's just one of the regular big enemies you come across. He's not even a proper boss fight, really.
Should be no problem for Death.
Massive. Yeah, no problem for Death at all. I've got my massive hammer.
Unless he runs into a fellow hack and slash main character called Dante, in which case he's very much in trouble.
I think Death would win somehow.
Well, no, he doesn't, because that's what happens in it. Anyway, this is Darksiders 2, not Dante's Inferno.
Yay.
I must admit, it's got the look of a game that doesn't really do anything too new, but what it does very well, and it's more about the setting and the characters and the story that kind of makes it, a great game.
Yep, definitely, completely agree with that. It, as you said, it doesn't do a lot of things in an original way, but what it does phenomenally well. I mean, you can tell that the people at Vigil Games are fans of video games. They've played a lot. They know what's good, and there's a long history of, I don't want to say copying, but kind of using other people's ideas in the video games industry. I mean, that's how things evolve. People use ideas, they kind of develop them further, and from that, new things come about.
I think it's okay trying to be new and unique, but there's also a lot of merit in taking an idea or a mechanic and actually improving on it and making it better. I think there's just as much merit in that, really. An example, I don't want to drift off topic too much, but an example of that would be Castlevania Lords of Shadows, which has a lot of climbing in it, which is kind of Uncharted-esque, but I think in many ways actually improves on the system Uncharted kind of implemented. So
one of the things I just quickly wanted to mention is that the actor playing Death. He's someone whose voice you would know, but you may not necessarily know where from. It's Michael Wincott. He, the thing you've probably seen him in is The Crow. He was the long-haired bad guy with the really gravelly voice like that. But in this, he's doing his best John Hurt impersonation. But it's got really high-quality production values, wonderfully lush graphics, brilliant music, and really strong voice acting.
Yeah, I suppose anyone that's watching this just wants to know whether it's good or not. And I know you're writing a review for the website, so obviously the full details would be there. But what are your overall impressions? I mean, you've completed it once and you're doing it again, so you obviously enjoy it enough to want to play it again.
That's right. Well, this video will be going live the same time as the review, probably. So, if you want to get specifics, head over to noobreview.com, and a review should be on there. If you can't find it, type Darksiders 2 into the search bar. But in a quick summation, I think it's really very good. It's got a couple of niggling little irritations, but no major flaws as far as I'm concerned.
Sorry, I was just really intrigued by this cutscene. It's amazing.
Death's getting a bit forceful there, isn't he?
Well, he's tried being nice to Crowfather, but Crowfather's just not having it.
Is this a boss battle?
He is a boss battle, actually, yeah. Sometimes you just have to punch people in the face to get what you want.
Yeah, that's very true. Although it doesn't really work out that well in actual life.
Yeah, I suppose so. It depends on who you punch.
So Death's fighting to maintain a balance. He's trying to save their souls.
So wait a minute. One of the characters in The Crow is now fighting the Crow father.
It's him,
the actor that played a character in The Crow is fighting the Crow father. Speaking of crows, actually, Death is accompanied by a crow called Dust, I believe, and he basically acts as like a waypoint for you. So if you ever get lost, you click the left stick, and then he'll go, "Dust, show me the way." And rather than being like a direct indicator of where you go, like in something like Dead Space or Fable's Breadcrumb Trail, the crow will fly in the right direction and wait above the right door to go through, for instance.
Sorry, is this War that he's fighting now?
He is. His Crowfather has turned himself into a shadow version of War.
Oh, right, I see.
I wouldn't be at all... I haven't played it, so I wouldn't be surprised if War does make a slight cameo. Or perhaps more than a cameo in the actual game.
If you finish Darksiders, the first one, you will know how War plays into this.
Well, I haven't, so...
Yeah. Okay.
any viewers that have finished Darksiders would know how war plays into this.
I can't wait to see how. I mean, they've got to do the other horsemen now. After this,
Oh,
they
probably will.
Pestilence and Famine, or the other ones, or something.
Yeah, they have different names in this. One of them's called Strife, and you can actually collect one of his weapons, which is a pistol in this game. I believe War collected the other pistol in the first game.
This is very God of War-esque, isn't it? Just committing horrible GBH on people to get what you want. I think that was pretty much the only thing you did in God of War 3.
Yeah, pretty much. There are a few other things that we shouldn't really talk about. It's supposed to be a family-friendly show, but horrific violence, yep, check. Okay, so that's the Crowfather beaten and the end of the first level. We're not going to show any more because we don't really want to spoil anything. But yeah, basically that's a quick look at Darksiders 2. It's available on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 and should be out very, very soon. For more details, head over to noobreview.com. Thank you for watching, and thank you Adam and Kieran for taking part.
Thank you for playing. Presented by
Noob Review.